yourselves from the first episode of the first season any advice or tell yourselves anything, what would it be?
Buy Bitcoin. I knew it would be buy something. Buy property. Amazon, Bitcoin, yeah, downtown Austin. God. Chuck. I don't know. I'm not trying to avoid the question. It's a great question. But I feel like I kind of feel like everything worked out properly. Everything this must be one of those unicorns where everything works, because we're about to get to 300 and something episodes next year. And, you guys are with us, and some are coming along, and some have been here for the ride, and everything in between. So I think a lot of this has worked kind of by accident. I know that Jared, I'm going third person. I know that I almost lived parallel to Sam for a while, and had some struggles with the business, whether it was the family business or the acting business, and wanted out, like talk to lawyers about getting out without getting sued and stuff, and have my off-screen brother Jensen be like, dude, you got this, come on, like. So there was a lot, and who knows if life gets art or vice versa. I don't want to make you cry. A lot of things happened. I sort of grew up with Sam, you know, and I'd already been around for a little bit, but I was still a kid. I was 22, 23, and had a lot to learn. I'd never worked so hard in my life, and I was away from family, and I was kind of denying. So I don't know. I don't know if there's a lot. You know, they ask me, have you all done this thing where you ask yourself a question, like if you could see 10 years in the future, would you? I've had this conversation with friends before, and my answer is always no. Like if I could see a glimpse of 10 years, 20 years in the future, I would say no.
I feel like you're saying a very similar thing to what my response is going to be, which is if I could talk to my season 1 self, I would say settle in. I would say settle in, not because it's going to be a long ride, but there were a number of years where, you know, he and I have had experience on relatively long-running shows, and we still know that every show gets axed. It's the odds of having a show go this long are like, I don't even know. It's like winning the lottery. So we knew that this could be fleeting. We also were about to enter into a merge with the networks were merging, and a lot of shows were going to get cut, and we didn't know if we were going to be part of that collateral damage. And so I think for he and I, we were always kind of like, okay, this is where we are now, but let's keep our eyes on the horizon and make sure that we're ready for the next move, whatever that might be. And I never settled into a job because I was either guest starring, I was a reoccurring, I was a regular that didn't have really, you know, maybe didn't have good ratings, or maybe whatever it was. It was always like, I'd never been on a show longer than a season or two. And so I think if I had the opportunity to tell myself season 1, you know, hey, settle in and enjoy this now. Don't look around and see what's next or what else is out there or what you might be missing out on, because this is occupying you right now. Be present now and enjoy this, because this is going to be your next dozen or so years of your life, and you might as well start enjoying it now because it's very enjoyable. So I kind of feel like we missed out on a couple of years of just not being present totally.
Yeah. Being comfortable. I hear this, something occurred to me in the recent past, and you hear a lot of times life is short, you know, and I think that is a great mindset for a lot of people to live in the moment, appreciate the moment. For me, that gave me anxiety and probably made me do and feel a lot of things that weren't healthy for me. And so I started saying to myself, life is long, and for whatever reason, that's given me this mindset of like, be who you want to be remembered as. It's not about like, hey, hell with this and that because I could die tomorrow. It's like, hey, you know, hopefully you live for a while. Hopefully you have somebody you love. Hopefully you get to a place where you're comfortable. Like, live now the way you want to live now the way you want to look back and say you've lived.
Yeah, somebody said, people aren't going to remember the things you had planned. They're going to remember the things you've done.
Yeah.
So.
Thank you.